including pv.descriptor in SQL query for specific conditions. When working with SQL Server, there are scenarios where you might need to include a field in your query output conditionally, based on certain criteria. One common requirement is to include the pv.descriptor field only when specific conditions are met, such as when the reasons are D, I, or C. Being proficient in SQL, particularly in a system like SQL Server 2005, requires an understanding of how to effectively use control flow logic within your queries. This is where SQL's conditional logic, typically through case statements, comes into play. Using the case statement. In SQL, the case statement is a versatile tool that allows you to implement conditional logic directly within your queries. To include the pv.descriptor field based on specific reasons, the case statement can be seamlessly incorporated into your select clause. Here is an example of how you might write such a query. Explanation. Select clause. Here, we're selecting fields such as pv.id and pv.date, which are assumed to be integral to the data output. Case statement. The crux of this logic lies within the case statement. It checks if the reason falls into one of the specified categories, D, I, C. If it does, pv.descriptor is included in the output under the alias descriptor_included. If not, the else clause ensures it returns null. Flexibility. This method allows you to dynamically decide when the pv.descriptor is necessary, efficiently handling a variety of scenarios without modifying the query structure. This approach can help streamline your SQL queries when dealing with complex data handling requirements, reducing unnecessary data processing and optimizing performance. Final thoughts. It's important to tailor your SQL queries to be as efficient and clear as possible. Utilizing case statements in SQL provides a way to maintain control of the data presentation based on dynamic conditions. By only including pv.descriptor when needed, you ensure that your data outputs remain relevant and context-specific. Understanding these nuances in SQL can improve your ability to manage data effectively, particularly when working within older systems like SQL Server 2005 where newer features might not be available. So, next time you need to include fields conditionally, remember the power of the case statement in SQL.